Hi everyone, happy Tuesday and welcome back to Livity's daily live sessions throughout the month of January 2024. If you have been following throughout the last couple of weeks, then you know that every week is dedicated to a specific topic. We were exploring a variety of those around goal setting and reflections, around stress management. Then we tapped into the world of productivity and performance. And this week, coming to the end of these kind of single live sessions, I'm committed to give you some foundations around habits and routines. So, if you have missed yesterday's session, then I strongly recommend you to go back and check it out because it is putting everything into a frame where I was talking about what are those habits, how they really shape our lives, and how they control pretty much everything we do, how we behave, how we feel in the everyday situations. And then I was talking a bit about what it really takes to establish a new habit in terms of timeline, in terms of discipline and effort, and also explained a bit about the activation energy and how you can use that for your advantage and utilize its benefits so that you can bring any new habit establishment to success. Today, I'm going to give you the 7 steps ultimate guide on how to establish a new habit, a good habit, ideally, because that's only what we want to establish. And in order to do that and help you follow along, I will be sharing one slide, which is a summary of all these steps. And then I'm explaining it as I walk you through this. So the step number one is to define what you want to achieve. And that something that you want to achieve is that bigger goal. If you remember or if you have seen yesterday's session, I was taking an example of increasing your daily steps that you take. And if you are at a minimum level of, I don't know, maybe 3,000 steps in a day and you want to jump to 15,000, then that is your goal to achieve daily 15,000 steps on a disciplined basis. That will, however, not be the starting point if you want to succeed. So be specific in what you want to achieve. That could also be that I want to write a book that consists of at least 200 pages. This is quite specific as well. So define what you want to achieve is step number one. The second step is to create an identity, a desired identity around it, and work with that along the way. You see, when we are just dreaming about achieving something and speaking in a way that I hope I will get there or I'm trying to get there, it's not giving the right message out into the field so that you can truly speed up that process. When you, however, try it on and you step into that new identity, it will amplify everything and it becomes so easy to just really step into that new version of yourself. What do I mean by identity? When you speak about wanting to read more, let's say, then don't just define that I want to read more, set as a goal to become a reader. You notice the difference? Or if your goal is to quit smoking, then instead of saying I'm trying to quit smoking, make the statement I'm a non-smoker and then take on all the behaviors, actions, emotions as a non smoker would behave in any given situation. It makes it so much more easier than being in that halfway victim mode of, I'm trying to quit, I'm not yet quite there. You see how the power of words are immediately shaping the way how we approach things, and that applies for anything in our lives. Step number three is to break it down into chunks. And here I'd like to refer back to the activation energy and with the 15,000 steps that you may want to achieve. When you are at an absolute minimum of 3,000, then define that into categories of what would make it feel very easy. What would make it feel easy? What would be moderate? What would be hard? And what would make it very hard? So the very easy would be probably like an increase of 500 steps in a day. And the very hard end would be jumping into the 15,000. So you split and make these ranges to understand how you can break it down into chunks. For the book writing example, the very easy is to just write a sentence. The easy would be to write a paragraph. The moderate part of it could be to write 1,000 words. The hard part is to write an entire chapter, and the very hard will be to write a book. So, depending on which phase you consider for yourself, it will be defining how easy or how difficult it will be to implement and really come to success with your new intent. Step number 4 is to just aim for 1% better every single day. You can do the math yourself. James Clear is talking about it and explaining it in real depth in his book Atomic Habits. Highly recommend to read that book if you haven't done so yet. 1% better every day for one entire year will result in 37.78 times better by the time you are done. See, 1% increase every single day is not a big deal when you are making these tiny little improvements on a daily basis. And it adds up over time in a way that it's quite difficult to imagine from the place where we are right now. We truly underestimate the power of making small, steady, disciplined actions every single day. Habits are literally the compound interest of self improvement, and this is very powerful. So take use of that advice and just improve by 1%. That's all you need on daily basis. Step number 5, focus on the process, not the end goal. Oftentimes we get so obsessed by the end goal that we really forget to enjoy the process itself and to implement the process as such. So, how often maybe you have met someone or heard about someone who set as a goal to be able to run the marathon, and the person has never been a runner. So, setting a goal and being obsessed by just wanting to accomplish that one marathon run oftentimes results in the person training very hard up until that day of competition and then dropping the ball completely because it wasn't about becoming a runner who goes and runs every single day for health benefits, but it was about achieving that marathon run and then dropping the ball completely. So goals are there for setting direction, and the systems and processes are best for making progress. Don't forget to enjoy the journey. That will also make a huge difference. Step number 6 is about making it easy, attractive, and satisfying so that you will actually enjoy doing it and make it easy in a way that it will be enjoyable. So automate as much as possible. For example, or apply the 2 minutes rule. When something can be done in less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Or in another perspective, just make the agreement with yourself that you will only do it for 2 minutes. And then if it doesn't feel right, then you stop. So this 2 minutes of starting point will very likely get you into the movement and you will keep going anyway. Make it attractive. So surround yourself with people who consider your desired behavior as normal. You want to become a runner? Then hang out with runners. You want to become a non smoker? Then hang out with non smokers. That will have a tremendous impact on your motivation, your courage, and how you put that new behavior into perspective. And then make it satisfying. So it's more likely that you will repeat a behavior when the experience is satisfying. Use small rewards, and it doesn't have to cost anything, but use small rewards for yourself when you accomplished that habit that you have committed to. And select a short-term reward that will reinforce your identity. So let's say when you exercise, then you could take a reward as a massage, for example. That will be also a win-win because it's a way to relax and recover your physical body, and it's something also enjoyable. So it's a win-win. And then step number 7 is to mind your environment. We all actually become our environment and easily overlook how incredibly important the impact of that is. Environment is the invisible hand that shapes human behavior. Look at the 5 people you spend most of your time with and look at their point of views, how they see the world, what are their approaches, how do they behave, how do they act in everyday situations, and now look at yourself. I guarantee that you will be a good mix of those 5 people. So, environment is very much powerful. Our habitual choices are also often defined by the obvious in the environment. What I mean by that is that you can you can adjust the environment so that it will serve your changes in your desired changes in your habits. For example, if you want to stop unhealthy snacking, then maybe don't keep the chocolate bowl on your desk or close to you on the counter. Put some fresh fruits instead. Or you want to drink more water, then keep a glass of water always close to you so that it prompts you to drink more water. These are some simple tricks that you can apply, and oftentimes, just because it's there, we will not think about any other choices. And similarly, it goes also other way around. Just because that chocolate bar is there, we will make the choice to eat that. If it was not there, if it was not nudging us, then we would not even think about it to take it. So shape your environment in a way as it will serve your long-term goals and desires, and then it will help you implement those habits that will serve your personal and professional development going forward. So on this slide, you also can see the habit line, which really describes the journey when you start establishing that new habit. If you have watched yesterday's live, you may recall that I was talking about the habit installation protocol split into 3 phases that was introduced by Robin Sharma in the 5 a.m. club. That was the source of it. And this chart is pretty much describing how that really transfers into life. So the more you repeat an act, a behavior, a new habit, the more you will nudge and create that automation. You will strengthen that new synaptic connection in your brain that will just upload the programming. So on the point A, you can see that that's the part where you need a good amount of conscious effort to get that new habit done and executed. Where you can see the B, it's easier, but it still requires your conscious attention. You still may need those reminders and those nudges to really get those reps in. And when you pass by the habit line, this is where it becomes automatic. This is where it becomes your second nature. And what that really means is that it is now easier to do it than not to do it. So I hope you enjoyed today's session. This was all about 7 simple steps to successfully establish new and good habits into your life. And tomorrow, as the closing session, I will be guiding you into the opposite direction and helping you identify the process for breaking bad habits. As many of us are identifying oftentimes things where we make statements, oh, I shouldn't be doing this, I shouldn't be doing that, this is just a bad habit. And now it can really prompt you to pay more attention and utilize these tools to just make this now happen and step up for yourself. So I hope to see you back tomorrow. In the meantime, if you would like to receive a structured worksheet around habits and routines, which also includes these 7 steps with examples and fillable forms to really guide you through establishing your new habits. Before that, even to reflect on your life and what are the habits that are serving you well, what are the ones that are do not serve you well, and what are the ones that you would like to change or do something about, and then guide you into the process of creating those new habits or breaking the bad habits. So if you would like to have this worksheet with you, then just drop me a DM or send a comment with habits, and I will let it come your way. Hope to see you back tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. Bye for now.